If you disconnected for the long weekend, here's where you're coming back. Crypto doesn't take Memorial Day off, and a lot moved while US TradFi was closed. Start with the price. Saturday, Bitcoin tagged a 5-week low near 74,250. Sunday, it bounced to 77,000. Today, it's drifting back, trading near 76,400. The bounce had one driver: Iran. Saturday, Trump said a peace agreement was on the horizon. Bitcoin was up around 4% off the low by Sunday. Monday morning, Trump posted that negotiations were proceeding nicely. Then Monday night, US and Israeli jets struck Iranian vessels in the Strait of Hormuz and missile launch sites in southern Iran. The US called the strikes self-defense, said they were a direct response to 24 hours of Iranian missile, drone, and small boat activity near the strait. Iran's foreign ministry called it bad faith, a ceasefire violation. Iran's army spokesperson today warned that any new attack would draw a far more severe response beyond the region this time. A tanker exploded in the Gulf of Oman this morning, and talks are still going. Iran's top negotiators are in Qatar. The U.S. Secretary of State says negotiations are continuing over the specific language of a deal. Day 88 of the war. So the bounce was on talk. The strikes contradicted the talk. The talks continue anyway. Bitcoin slipping back today is the market repricing the whole tangle. Underneath that, the Fed angle. Governor Waller went hawkish last week, floated the possibility of rate hikes if inflation stays elevated. Markets are now pricing a 25 basis point hike by October. Bitcoin doesn't love that environment. Then there's the ETF tape. US spot Bitcoin ETFs just posted their largest weekly outflow of 2026. $1.315 billion out of Bitcoin funds, $1.47 billion out of all crypto ETPs combined. April was the best inflow month of the year. May broke that streak in 2 weeks. But, and this is the part the headline misses, the money didn't leave crypto. It rotated. XRP and Solana ETFs took in over $100 million between them. And in the spot market, AI tokens and privacy coins ran hard. NEAR was up 62% on the week, with Arthur Hayes calling it part of crypto's holy trinity. Worldcoin up 26%. Zcash up 28%. Hyperliquid trading near its all-time high on rising ETF inflows. Bitwise's CIO publicly called the token mispriced. Ondo and Morpho both caught the bid. If you've been long Bitcoin and nothing else, the week looked ugly. If you were exposed to the right alt narratives, it didn't. Past the price action, the weekend buried some structural news. Ondo finance founder and CEO Nathan Allman died unexpectedly. He built Ondo from scratch into one of the largest tokenized real-world asset platforms, with almost $4 billion in assets under management. Ian DeBode, formerly head of digital assets at McKinsey, has stepped in. Ondo says he's been running day-to-day operations for 2 years already. Blockchain.com confidentially filed for a US IPO Friday after 14 years in the space. MoonPay launched an institutional trading platform with former CFTC acting chair Caroline Pham running it. Tether bought out SoftBank's stake in 21 Capital, tightening its control over the Bitcoin treasury company. And Tether is launching a Georgian lari stablecoin with Georgia's central bank, the first sovereign stablecoin partnership in the region. Quick word on Polymarket. Indonesia blocked the platform Monday over a bet on its president leaving office. India and Brazil have already done the same. Polymarket is now blocked in over 33 jurisdictions. And Bloomberg published an investigation today showing 9 anonymous wallets effectively control the dispute resolutions on Polymarket's biggest contracts. Billions in bets, decided by a handful of unidentified voters. We'll dig deeper if the story keeps developing. Forward from here. Watch Iran's response to Monday's strikes. Tehran said it will leave no act of aggression unanswered, and the Gulf tanker explosion isn't usually the kind of signal that comes isolated. Watch Fed speakers this week and any inflation data that lands. And watch whether the ETF outflow streak extends to a 3rd week. The honest read on coming back from this weekend: the bounce was on hope, the hope is still fragile, and the real action wasn't where Bitcoin was. It was in the rotation underneath. We cover crypto on the days that actually matter, with explainers when it helps. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it. We'll see you next time.